Hey guys, this is Drew Keenan of Total Calibration, and I am coming to you live on Tuesday, the 20th of November 2019 at 12:49 p.m. For the last approximately 40 minutes, I would say from approximately noon, Office 365 has been offline. Now, this is something relatively that I've actually never experienced in all of my time working with Microsoft Office 365, and I think a lot of people have been caught off guard by it. This is not something that just is affecting one tenancy. It appears as though this is affecting all of Australia and possibly North America as well, which means it is affecting millions, possibly millions of people. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get any information. We weren't able to log into the site to find out anything. So I went to Twitter and found this account, Microsoft 365 status, and noticed after some time, it took them probably 20 minutes to post something, and they gave us this link to go to, which now, as I'm sure everybody can empathize with, when you try to show someone an issue after it hasn't worked 25 times, it's actually at least coming up with something. Previously, that was blank, and you would click on here, and then it would actually say, let's take another look. It'll probably work again. Now it's been coming on and off intermittently in our tenancy now for the last 10 minutes, but we'll see. So what this highlights is a couple of things. Number one, Microsoft's ability to actually report on the status of its own service when it's offline seems to be somewhat limited by this architecture. I know that, for example, LastPass has a separate website that it uses to track the status of its application should it go offline. As you can see, that didn't work. So it is quite interesting, and you've obviously got a lot of other people here commenting on that on Twitter. This is, as I said, affecting quite possibly millions of people who rely on this service every day. The other thing that it makes me wonder about is what kind of delayed outage would it take to cause businesses to reevaluate the cloud strategy? Because obviously everybody, including us, is running, accelerating and moving everything to the cloud. If you think about it for a minute, what would happen to any of us if we couldn't get onto the internet for a week? It would be crippling to business. And it's also interesting just in the context of how computing has changed over the last few decades, from mainframe computers, if you will, to dumb terminals, through to powerful client computers with on-site servers, and now we've gone back to, if you will, sort of the cloud-based or supercomputers. It's interesting. Anyway, so still, as far as I can tell, we are still offline, at least for the admin center. I believe that we can actually access some of the services now. Outlook was not affected. Teams appears still to be affected, and let's have a look here. Let's take a look on some of the SharePoint sites. Our SharePoint sites appear to be up and running, but as I said, that is not across the board for everybody. I have got one of our other customers here who's actually going live on their intranet today, would you believe? And their whole tenancy has gone offline. Oh, no, it's going to work again. Well, that's good, because the official launch is at 2 p.m. today. But lo and behold, I spoke too soon. It has since gone offline again every few minutes. So we're now into about 70 minutes of offline. Like I said, we have an intranet launch in approximately 50 minutes for a brand new customer. This is not a great situation. Unfortunately, it is not something that we have any control over. At this point, we are just crossing our fingers and hoping that Microsoft, you will get your stuff sorted out and we get an adequate post-mortem to find out why this happened, and some sense of assurance that this is not going to happen again, because you're going to have many unhappy people